All right, speculators, let's fire up the Futures Fanatic live stream for our Tuesday edition. It is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. Hope everyone's had a good trading session thus far. Before we get going, I want to remind everybody, thank you for picture and sound. Appreciate it. That this presentation is for educational purposes only. The opinions expressed will be mine the whole time. And all trades presented should be considered hypothetical and should not be expected to be replicated in a live trading account. I'm predominantly trading prop programs, which are simulated capital or simulated trades placed in simulated accounts, so don't expect those to be able to be replicated in a live account. All right. My Kerpos entering into the afternoon here is, oh, by the way, also a bunch going on. I'm going to be giving away one trade day $50,000 account. I've not checked if that has an activation fee or not, but we're going to do the same thing at the end. We'll take a look at my profit and loss for the day, take a quick gander or guess at what that might be, and then we'll take it from there. Like I said, I have been basically kind of fighting Bitcoin this whole day, finally starting to turn around. I have it in all the accounts. I'm going to go ahead and just hit that there, and then I think I have a short gold here, and then I want to cancel all these orders real quick. So I'm trading Tickblaze on 3 different accounts. I have an Apex series of accounts connected. I have the futures desk connected, and I have Bullinox connected. But the one I'm going to show today is just on this screen right here. And this is the futures desk. So those of you that have heard me talk about the futures desk before, I don't know if I need to move that over. You guys can kind of, oh, let me move this over a little bit here so I don't obstruct it, so you're not hiding anything. So those are my 2 accounts there. And what I love about the futures desk is that it starts with a 0 balance. So I think that these are 50,000, I'm pretty sure. I haven't traded them in a while, but I decided to log in today because saw some opportunities as we were selling off a little bit. So nice day there, and decent day there. I just did 1 trade there. So that is Tickblaze over here. By the way, if it's your first time ever watching this stream, what I'm trying to do with these prop programs is teach and educate on approaches to pass them, and to pass them in a way in which you're not stressing yourself out. And that really means just trading micros and micros only. I love dealing with the public, and I appreciate all the opinions. Everybody is wrong. If you do it any other way, you are just wrong. So you can go fast. You can say that you can handle risk in a $3,000 account trading a couple minis, and you just need to pass, and you ain't got time for waiting, and you have to make this amount of money before you ever get paid, and you can come up with all kinds of math, and I'll show you some of the comments that I get. I save some of the good ones because people, my favorite is when it's like, I don't know, 500 words or more in a YouTube comment. But anyhow, Kerpos today for me is long Bitcoin. Give me a MBT in the chat if you are also long Bitcoin and have been trading Bitcoin today, because it's pretty rare that we get these types of moves. I'm actually going to close it here in this series of accounts and just get out, hit sell bid, and sell the bid here. Now, Bitcoin is not for the faint of heart, but it is also turned out to be a very good instrument for the 2 primary trading strategies that I'm going to show here in the room. One is called stay in your lane, which is what you're looking at right here. The other one is the range trader. And Bitcoin tends to really respect these prices here. Let me see here. Yeah, these are pretty good days. If you're seeing this over here, let me move this over just a teeny bit so you can see that there. Yeah, I got one that's still really underwater, but we'll take care of that in just a second. I want to get flat here so I can drop some knowledge here. Here we go. So nice move to the -1s, which is this blue line right here, and that's where I'll take profit. They were entered using a copier, but I'm just scaling out of them using just selling the bid or selling the ask. Let me go right here.
Order submitted.
So let's see. It doesn't seem like anyone's trading Bitcoin. Let me see. Yeah, T-line definitely getting it done. So what T-line is right over here. Let me make this make that chart a little. So this is our T-line right here. Right here. This is a 233 EMA right there. Do I not have the big arrow over here? I thought I had the big arrow over here. Big white arrow, there you go. So this is a 233 EMA. We're going to use this on, let me make sure that's on them. Yeah, you can see that there. We're going to use this on our higher time frame, which is not very high. It's just a 30-minute. So we went down there into the bid zone right here, and that was right where I started to get long in this series of accounts. And the Tickblaze has this trade connector thing. So if you can see this line here, what was really great was this short from, ready, wait for it, right up here. So these shorts from up here were fantastic. You don't get you get this weird thing where you don't see the entry price over here. If you, I put the trades on last night and took a 2-lot there. That's how I got the $400 or $500 right there. Let me see here. I am going to close out of a few more here in 38, 39.
Order filled.
Let's do that. 39.
Order submitted.
And
order filled. Order filled.
There we go. Now the next thing is to see if we can get some extended targets.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, hold on.
Order filled.
Bitcoin is a good instrument to do the sell ask.
Order
See,
filled.
I just sold the ask and you wait. Sometimes you don't get filled, but more often than not you do. Let me see here. I'm going to close that.
Order filled.
Sorry, just a moment. I'm just squaring up some stuff so that we can start fresh here this afternoon. Oh yeah, there we go.
Order filled.
All right, there we go. All right, so just having in a few more accounts here. I'll come in and answer questions in just a momento. All right, what do we got going on here? Hey, Rod, bit of a technical question. I'm looking to start connecting my IB to Replicanto. Do you know if I get a pro license with Ninja? I don't know what you mean by a pro license. So there's been a lot of changes at Ninja recently, you know, since Kraken brought them. And then I did a quick little video on something called TradingView Prop, which is, I guess, where they're just adding some features that used to be obstructed or obfuscated. I only went to California schools. You know what I'm saying? Features that you couldn't access before. And as such, I've heard that there's other ways to get access to the order flow suite associated with NinjaTrader. Now, this particular question has to do with connecting IB. I think that in order to get a multi-connection license, in other words, to connect to an API and also to maybe NinjaTrader and then also to Rhythmic and then also to TradingView accounts, you need a multi-broker license. But I haven't stayed up on how that all works. I have a lot of multi-broker licenses. It used to always cost about $1,200 for a Ninja multi-broker license. Maybe that's changed. But I believe if you do want to connect interactive brokers or use so for instance, I have, so like this is the amount of connections that I have today. Apex TradingView, Blue Sky, Legends, Interactive Brokers, NinjaTrader, Tick, Take Profit, Trade Day, and Tradeify. And I can connect to more if I wanted to, but this is what I'm connected to today. So right here is Interactive Brokers. So just to do this, to connect to NinjaTrader Continuum, which is their CQG feed, or Interactive Brokers, the API, I believe you are going to have a multi-broker license. If someone knows different, let me know, because I don't keep up on all that. So that was the longest way of answering that question. Jeremy, that's right. MBT T-Line is getting it done. Jay's saying he's been doing it wrong for a long time. Yeah, all I'm referring to is, look, I'm not referring to trading mean reversion strategies. I'm not referring to you got to have any kind of strategy with any sort of stats, or only trade a certain amount per day, or all this other things you have. You might have heard. The only two things I tell you is you have to abide by a daily risk budget. That daily risk budget for a smaller account, which is what these prop accounts are, as I say every single stream, about 10 to 15% of the starting account balance. And if that's $200 or $300 or $400, you can't trade minis. You can't do both things. You can risk half or all of your account and go faster and create this hamster wheel that will never be sustainable, right? Or you can abide by a daily risk budget and trade the right products, but you can't do both, right? So you're either going to violate the concept of daily risk budget, which is a non-negotiable thing if you want to trade a small account. So here's the other thing that I show pretty often is, let me see where this is. Okay. So I don't know where it is. Let me bring it over here. All right. So let's go to NinjaTrader right here. Okay. This is a live account with $6,000 in it, right? So $6,000. No, sorry, it has $6,500. Sorry, we're having a good week. So up $104 today. And then what I put in here in Discord, I'm going to put the results every day of these two live accounts. So there it was on Friday, and there was the other account on Friday. That's an IB. So here we're at 64.30 yesterday, and 11,800 yesterday. And then we'll look at what those balances are in just a second. So you say 6,500 up another $104. Now, am I going to risk 10%, 20%, 30% of this account in any given day or any given trade? No. That would be super reckless. And I don't think any of... So the concept that prop programs are a scam, or really anything, if you do it correctly, if you treat them like a live account with $3,000 to $5,000 in them, and you come in here and follow along with some of the frameworks and stuff that I'm teaching, you have a gold mine to supplement and complement your income. In a straight line? No, of course not. But this is the only way you could trade an account of this size, or an account of this size. Okay? Here's an account that it's got $11,900 in it. Guess what if I try to push the button to trade an NQ, or even 3 or 4 NQs? No margin left. Okay? All right, so anywho, that was just a comment responding to JG saying he's been doing it wrong for a long time. So you guys know, and if you don't know how this works, just grab my ebook right over there. Take the time to read it. You'll get a 10-video course. Sign up for the ebook, and you're all set. Also, I'm just going to leave the special on down in the description for a while too. In my humble opinion, best $249 you'll ever spend. Come into the room for 90 days. This will take you through the end of the year. Get access to, for instance, this extreme turn signal right here. You see this right there? Didn't quite catch the bottom, right? We went lower, but if you waited for this signal to come off and you got in on this candle right here, and let's take a look at what it did with the S&P. You guys see this? And is it perfect all the time? No. Of course not. Nothing is. But it puts you, this is an SOS3, we would call it. Essentially, you could almost make it an SOS4. Strength of signal. We have the prior session high up here around 67.97s. We have an extreme turn sell that came in, and we have an offer zone, which is made by connecting two levels right here. So today is Tuesday, so that's Friday's high and then Monday's high. Friday high, Monday high, creates a little zone right here. And now look at these back-to-back extreme turn sells. So I have a video on my YouTube channel that gives you the basic logic behind this. Am I going to give you the code? No. But you can get access to this if you join on that deal. And even if you decide to not stay in the trade room and you think, my singing is terrible, which most people do, you can have that indicator for Tickblaze, TradingView, and NinjaTrader forever. That indicator alone, I sold for $1,000, over $1 million worth of it for $1,000, including a course and everything. It's the only indicator that I continue to. All this other stuff is free on Tickblaze, and you can get it on NinjaTrader. There's no proprietary indicators or anything you need to trade my strategies. You need a volatility profile, and you need a VWAP bands. That's it. That's all you need. And you need you can put a moving average on there, 233 if you want. Other than that, I mean, to some this might look like a busy chart, but it's relatively clean once you understand it. Prior session high, prior session low, 30-minute T-line that determines some trend, and then you're just letting the value areas fill in there based on the logic that volume profiles provide. And then over here, this is a lane created by 2 standard deviations above, 2 standard deviations below, and we want to trade within this price area right here. So I never know how I get off on those tangents, but I'm just saying in the description down below is is everything you need to get involved if you'd like. Okay. Yeah, you're supposed to put the orders on the line. That's what you do. Tickblaze really started acting up on me. I see that occasionally. It still happens. Not as much to me. The thing that screws up Tickblaze for me is if I switch between providers. If I stay an entire session and I close that session down and I stay in an entire session with the same connection. So on Tickblaze right now, I'm connected here to the futures desk. That has tended to remove any issues for me. But if you continue to see it, I generally will either shut down and then occasionally I still delete the database, although I don't do that very often. All right, multi-broker license is what you're going to probably need to connect to that. All right, back to our Bitcoin. Starting to decline. All right, so I'm going to be a buyer at -2's low and then basically low a day right here. So we'll wait on that. Okay, so there's multi-broker add-ons and stuff now. Yeah, I haven't. Thank you, Augusto. You guys are going to be more knowledgeable about what's happening with some of the platforms and things than I will be. All right, if you guys want to get a head start on looking at the taking a guess of what the profits are going to be today, there you go. It could change. And I want to show this. This is rare. It's a mistake, but it doesn't matter if it's a mistake. Mistakes are mistakes. You see this account right here that's down. I'm below starting stack, which is very, very unusual. Now, I just kind of started with some of these 250s, these two 250s. I just started trading them, but or I've had them for a little while. But to be down $500 is very unusual. How does that happen? That happens when you're unaware of what you're doing, and you think this isn't in any kind of copy group, and it ends up being in a copy group. And this was 4 to 6 lots of the MBT when everything else was a 2 lot. So that's what happened today. Now, and that's this account right here. So maybe I work my way out of it. I just have 1 contract left. If anyone's wondering why these aren't in sequential order, it's because the other accounts are on rhythmic over here. I just did them in different orders, but they all are sequential order, 26 through 40, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and then all these, the 34, 33, 34, and 36, 37, and 40 are all rhythmic accounts, so you wouldn't see them here on Trade-Evade. All right, so you can look at that for a second and take a guess. Looks like we might be up a couple grand or something. All right, quick look at a few other things here. I am going to get long here and here.
Order submitted.
and get long
Order
here.
filled. Order submitted.
Just a crapshoot on whether we get a little sell-off into the close or a bounce. I'm going to get another one right here.
Order filled.
There we go. Scaling into that. All right. Any other questions? So Scott's asking, what's the best size accounts to buy? Great question. There are quite a few people. Scott, are you on our trial? Have you ever been in our trade room? You can check it out. The description's down below. In the description down below, you can get pop in there for 10 days. You get access to basically everything except for that indicator that I showed you. So you get the workspace for Tickblaze. You get the workspace for NinjaTrader. I'll show you how to set up your accounts over here on TradingView if you want to do them on TradingView. So here's the same strategy in TradingView. So it's exactly the same. It's not a different setup. Plus we have people who've built this out in Quant Tower, in Addis, in Sierra Chart. So there's no limitations to the charts that you can use. I'm recommending Ninja or Tickblaze just because Tickblaze I can give you a one-click install. So if you come in there and check out our trade room, there's a lot of people that will show their P&L porn. That's when we say, hey, show us your screenshots, okay? And you won't be too surprised. The vast majority of the time, people are just going to show when they made money, okay? But there's plenty of times where we happen to make money much more often than your average bear. So a lot of those times those will be green. And you will see I've asked the traders to keep the account balances in. See, I want to show you the number of the PA, the account balance, right? So that we're proud when we're working ourselves out of drawdown or working ourselves out of deficit, right? All right, I'm proud when people are doing that. So back to the question. We used to have a lot more people trading the 25s. The issue with the 25s is that when you're starting with $150 daily risk budget, which is 10% of 1,500, it's pretty tight, even if you're trading micros. And you're not going to really give yourself an opportunity to take a little heat, to allow positions to develop. Again, the strategies that I teach are mean reversion. So with mean reversion, you're looking for a reaction pretty quickly on a long or a short at a particular level, at the bands, right? But that doesn't happen all the time. And sometimes you'll take some heat. And with smaller risk budgets, it's just more difficult, right? So I know that people like the concept of the profit targets easier. But once you learn what I'm doing here, you should be able to get through a 50,000 in short time, maybe 30 to 60 calendar days, about 40 trading days. And then once you really get going, you can scale it up even from there. And that's not trading minis. It's just sizing up at the appropriate times. The other thing that you'll find is that your attitude and your mental capital is well preserved. So even if you're going slow, I know it frustrates some people sometimes, especially if you compound this by just trading the Dow Jones. So 25s are fine, but I would say that the $2,500 accounts, which are 50,000s, where you can start with a $250 daily risk budget, it's going to be a little bit better. But welcome to come in the trade room and ask that question. There's hundreds of people in there now, and everyone has sort of different opinions on what's worked well for them. All right. Green Otter's asking about Renko bars, but these look special. Yes, so these bars are on both Tickblaze right here and on NinjaTrader. And what they are is they are a special modified Renko that has 2 settings on NinjaTrader and has 3 settings over here. So if I go to the data series, see how this says 11.22.9? So the tick value is 11 ticks for Bitcoin, how I have it set up. The reversal, when you go from the last tick in an uptrend to a complete reversal where you get what we call a bar rotation, that's going to be 22 ticks, right? Two 11 tick bars. But then the offset for a new bar to form is going to be 2 ticks. So here it's set as 11.22.9. Okay. And then over here on Ninja, it's just 2 values, which is 11 and a 2. So we call this an 11.2. All right. In my course, which I recorded over almost 7 years ago now, I talk about brickwick patterns, which are still valid. You know, even as a trading strategy, the patterns themselves can be traded, especially if you combine these swing levels. So down here, my eye would go to this swing and these swings here, and I could even put in an impromptu little bid zone right here. This is not something that you would see naturally on a 3-minute or 5-minute chart. You're just not going to see this kind of look. I have no idea why at 121.7. I don't care. It was probably a fair value gap. That's probably what it was. Thumper's 150 away from passing a 25K, and he's doing it with a MNQ. Friends don't let friends trade the Russell or the MNQ, but some of you guys are managing to make it work, so that's good. Good to hear. Congratulations, Thumper. Good. And you're just trading these W and M patterns, the patterns that are kind of formed from some of the Renkos. So yeah, again, in the trade room, we get you access to this Tickblaze. Tickblaze is going to be basically a one-click install. We have to click the button a few times, right? You click the button a few times, you install it. You come over here to desktops. Then you're going to look at recent desktops, and you'll go to this desktop that you can implement. Again, I give you this for free. And then you'll have basically connect it to data from any Rhythmic provider, and you basically have this up and running and ready to go. Ninja takes a little longer to configure. You import the workspace, then you have to import these bars, the logic behind these bars, but those are free as well. All right, go Bitcoin.
Order submitted.
Somebody knows Thumper? So anyone who's commenting did subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. If you have not already, you might want to go over and check out my website and punch around there for a little bit. And make sure you at least get this ebook here. The only thing that I ask is don't put in your email, and then when you get the ebook and get the video course, file a spam request. That pisses me off. Don't do that. Try to go through life not being a dick. I'm not saying it's any of you guys. I'm just saying out there in the Wild West. All right, let's see if we can get back to starting stack on this account that I'm down $500 today. Come on, baby. All right, I'm going to take one right here. Put one right here.
Order submitted.
And then this is the only other account where I'm still long.
Order submitted.
It's my only KRPOS. KRPOS stands for current positions, just long Bitcoin. That's it. Some nice trading today, two-way action in both the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ finally took a little dump, but they really couldn't sell it off too much. The only thing down over 1% is the Russell. YOLO to the close. I'm already doing it, dude. We're YOLOing. Check out the YOLO, baby. I'm long Bitcoin, I'm long the MES, and I'm long the MNQ. Sorry, I said my only position was, this is the only account. 3 positions, long Bitcoin, long MES, long MNQ. Let's see. I don't think I'm not gonna get back to $500, but I can't stand having anything under starting stack. By the way, I talk about this. The other the beautifulness of this whole thing is come in, learn these frameworks, invest a little time in what's going on here. You will not sustain deep drawdowns once you learn it, okay? So in our group, people will show their accounts, and sometimes like their $50,000 account will say 48,000, 600 or something. So they're down $1,400 from the starting point. That's when you first start out. Once you get going on this, you're not going to sustain deep drawdowns because you'll have a daily risk budget of $200 or $300, maybe $400, and you hit it once, okay? The possibility of hitting it twice in a row as you start to develop this skill becomes less and less, and three days in a row, almost impossible. Even 3 days in a rolling 10 days, not likely. Now remember, you're making some money in between, but for beginning traders or for traders that are rewiring their brain around this, you might be hitting that daily risk budget a couple times. Now, what you can't do, of course, is shit like that elephant and eat like a bird. Say it all the time. You got to get that out of your system. I don't know what book you need to read to get that out of your system. I'm not really sure. I did bring on, for members of my group, I finally caved. He convinced me that I can help more people if people learn maybe what's going on in their brain that's causing them to do certain things even when they know. Again, it's not my cup of tea. I don't know. I don't know what else I can do except come in here and this is my position, everybody. Long Bitcoin. You don't have to follow along, but you can watch me manage a loss or a winner or whatever. Today on the Dow Jones, it was, let me get
Order submitted.
let me get a few orders in here.
Order submitted.
But look, if you think you got some sort of mental block that's the only thing that's holding you back, you're probably wrong. But we will be having some mental gymnastics come to TDG real soon. What we say a lot of the time is what you have to do is just suck less.
Order filled.
It's really true. You know, the concept of 1% better all the time and all that. You don't need to get 1% better. You just have to suck less. Have your suckiness be less frequent, and when you do suck less. Thank you for smashing the like button. Yeah, if you guys do hit the like button, it really does help. Helps the stream. Real Trader, I do not. This is important. Someone's asking if I do friend requests in Discord. I do not. And I guess it's the flattery. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, but fuck all these scumbags. But it's been a rude awakening in the last year and a half as I've really started to grow this business and my reach. I really can't use Signal at all anymore, or Telegram. Sorry, Signal is the only one I can use for personal use because, you know, they don't infiltrate there. Telegram is a dumpster fire, and our Discord channel is fine. We're keeping it under control, but there is imposters and bots that come in constantly, and they will replicate. They'll replicate content. They'll replicate what looks to be my profile. So the answer is I never DM anybody first, and I rarely now DM anybody at all. Sometimes I will respond to members via a DM after. So no friend requests, no DMs, and I don't offer or sell anything, especially crypto related. Okay? So I'm not going to trade your account for you. I don't have any lessons or masterminds. I'm not going to ask you to pay me in ETH. The only thing that we offer at TDG is the trade room, because that's the only way that you're actually going to practice a skill set and get better at it. Okay, and that trade room is from about, let's just call it 9:30, but it's really about 9:20 Eastern Standard Time for about an hour and a half every morning, Monday through Friday. Okay, and that's the only thing you end up paying for if you want to pay for it. So I don't sell bots, I don't sell courses, I don't sell indicators, I don't sell hopes and dreams, none of that. So I'm here streaming to broaden the reach and ideally get people to sign up for the ebook or try out the trial or take the course or whatever they need to do to start to learn. So come on in. I do have a free Discord. It's just the first channels of Discord here. I We reluctantly created it, so we have this general chat right here. And then I'm going to put in my profit and loss in here every day. But all these channels down here are for members. And this is where, so we have the free Discord. You can get access to that also on the website. You got to scroll around a little bit, but come over here to the website and scroll down, and here's Discord right here. So that's the free Discord. Okay, and while you're here, make sure you check out the ebook. Check out the Futures Fanatic course. If you want to watch some of the PTR replays, when you're on trial, you can see the last 10 of them. But I keep the last 10 of them here public, right? So at any time you can come over to my here and you can watch and learn absolutely for free the last 10, including the Trade Lab that's done by Brad. Oh, you're waiting to get full access. So Real Trader, if you're a member, just DM Brad. So DM BRAD or DM Steve. Okay? And you can do that through so if you DM Brad first, right? He will or you can DM Steve. So it's at Steven right here. This one, what says moderator, you can hit him up or you can hit Brad. Okay, at BRAD, okay? So you're welcome to DM us. I'll never respond to a DM unless it's a question that I already saw before. But Brad and Steve might have different, they might accept friend requests. I don't know. And we have a lot of people that are friends within the group. It's just I can't do it because, there you go. All right, so we answered that. That's right. You got to learn the aerodynamics of the cliff. All right, hey, look at this. All right, I'm going to take off the NASDAQ long that I got in here, or I'm going to run a little buy stop here.
Order submitted.
Anyone long NASI there as it starts to get out of the zone here? Where are my long NASIs at?
Order.
Oh, okay, stopped out.
Order submitted.
Osmani Rodriguez, thank you. He's been a member of the group and giving a little shout out for it. Look, I wouldn't push it so hard if I honestly didn't. Look, $250 doesn't change my life at all. Plus, I pay it out in commission and everything else. Look, it's not about that. Plus, if you end up joining for $2,000 as a lifetime member, that doesn't change my life either. But I can help you change yours. I really can. And this was not the case before prop accounts. It was not the case before I have taught these same strategies for over 15 years, but people did not have success until right around the pandemic and a little bit afterwards because the micros came in and cheap prop money came in and copiers came in and replication across multiple accounts came in. And while there's still people out there that want to say that all that is a dredge on this whole industry, absolutely not. It's the best time ever. Why in the world? Look, eventually, yes, put $2,500, put $5,000, put $10,000, whatever you can afford, and feel the realness of trading micros. Again, it's still going to be micros. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 of risk capital once you learn these skills, by all means, you can earn a living on $100,000. It's super reasonable to do $4,000 to $5,000 per week on average on a risk-adjusted basis with about a $1,500 to $2,500 daily risk budget once you learn these things. But that's a whole nother level. While you're doing that, work your way up to a couple $100 a week and then beyond. But the micros, access to cheap prop money, and my ability, honestly, selfishly, tooting my own horn to come on here and spread the word to more people, the success that people are having in our group eventually, not everybody. Look, your mileage will vary. Everyone's skill set is going to vary. And the other thing I want to point out, trading is not for everybody. If you really are in this mental dark spot where you just are incapable of hitting the close button and abiding by a daily risk budget, trading might not be for you. There's no book you can read. I can't get our new trading coach to come on and reach through the screen and smack you in the face. Gambling addiction is a real thing, right? They have a hotline for that. Have you guys seen that? Those guys that bet on the amount of rings when they call the gambling hotline before the automated things picks up, and then they bet on whether it's a female voice or a male voice. Like, gambling addiction's a real thing. And no one is denying that looking at these screens and numbers flashing and things fires off those same receptors and stuff in our brain. So it ain't for everybody. But it can be for the vast majority of people, and the odds are improving in our favor. But don't buy into that bullshit when someone is saying, oh, if this, that, and the other when it comes to trading, it's not your fault. The prop programs are designed to screw you up and make you fail. Or I can't even remember all the taglines that people use to sell their nonsense. My favorite is, I get in, get out, and get done in 10 minutes a day or 5 minutes. Okay, great, fine. All right, whatever. Sells really well. I guess it's to what end? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to put in the reps? I mean, it's literally like the 5-minute abs. Why not make it 2-minute abs or 3-minute abs? The human body doesn't work that way. Skill development doesn't work that way either. You wrote him already? All right. You know, we have this section here too. Maybe you put it in here, but we have this section here, the membership support. Yeah, so this is what I love, helping people figure out how to find their user ID. Which prop? There's so many props to choose from. So I'll tell you the ones that I'm currently trading. The ones that I'm currently trading are Apex, Blue Sky, Bullinox, Earn to Trade, Elite Trader Funding, Futures Funded Network, Legends, Tick, Top Step, Take Profit. You can't trade Top Step on Ninja anymore. Take Profit, Trade Day, Trade Funder, Tradeify, and UProfit. And I don't have all of them connected. The ones that I would first start out with would be either Apex, Tickblaze, Prop Shop Trader, Apex, Bullinox, Take Profit. You can try Trade Day, and maybe you'll win the free Trade Day thing today. So I'm gonna do a giveaway of a Trade Day account at the end of the session here. There you go, Rhonda. Congratulations. Slow and steady. Yeah, if you really want to have the leg up and do well, be in the military or be a woman. Honestly. Discipline, and then women are just better at this. They just are. They don't have the same kind of ego and nonsense that men deal with. Some of the superstars that I've had in my trading organizations over the years have all been women. Because you guys, you just need all this. You got to be told 3 times. Nude, girls, XXX. Got to tell you 3 times. All right, I'm going to close out this. Let me see here. All right, I'm going to close out Bitcoin in this account right here by running a little tight sell stop.
Order submitted.
And then we're just going to trail it up. Another good one to start with is it's called the futures desk. So the futures desk, and by the way, you can use code TDG at any of these firms for the discounts and stuff. It helps. I appreciate if you use my code. Not for the money, honestly. It just helps on the influence side. Because I still don't have any of these groups that will endorse my ebook because it says trade micros only. So I want to get some of these firms endorsing my ebook. Also, I have a video coming out this week with a firm that's been around for 14 years, but it's just sort of relaunching their efforts in the U.S. called Savius, and they're going to have direct accounts only. Have heard of Phidias. I've heard of all of them. Go Bitcoin. All right, maybe we will get back to starting stack here. Do you think so? 49,962.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Thumper saying he likes that Prop Shop offers the equal targets to drawdown. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't think you really need it, and I don't think you really need to pay up for it. So like if you have a $2,500 account with a $2,000 drawdown, remember, the way to think about this is like this, okay? Think about it like this. In fact, if you are able to, when you do one of these prop programs, take $2,000 or $2,500, put it in a Ninja account, come into my trade room, watch what we have going on, and then trade this live account this way. You're not going to worry about your target, right? You put $2,500 in an account, and you're like, okay, I'm only going to risk $200 at any given day. Some days will take care of themselves. You'll make $100. You'll make $200. I have made in this account back when I was trading a teeny bit bigger. I would start with 5,000. I grew it to 12,000, 15,000 in a month. In a month. Now, I have the ability to sort of see when things are working, and I just size up on those days. When you're learning, it's going to be difficult to see that right away. And instead, what you'll do is you'll be a little big, and you'll fight a big move. Right? I've been fighting this move in to the downside, but stayed alive long enough to catch this pop. Let me see if we get... all right, I'll reload right here. Okay, so back to this concept of drawdown to target and all these types of things. Look, it's not easy to double an account, which is what you essentially have to do to pass, right? But it's easy to not eat 50% or 30% into your account. So if you have the ability to put 2,500 or 3,000 in a Ninja account when you start doing these prop programs, now don't risk a lot of your own capital. But maybe that's a good way for you to have the discipline to say, okay, $200 in my live account, $200 in my prop account, same. You will stop worrying about drawdown or trailing drawdown or end of day or all these types of things. The only reason it's a factor is because you're over leveraged. It's the only reason. You see these right here? Never going to lose them. Never. They just cash flow for as long as I can until they kick me out. All right. Stopped out of the Bitcoin. So there's a question about how they haven't registered. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. My trading business, I have too many LLCs to count. So I put LLCs for, create them for property, create them for all these things. So yes, I have trading related LLCs for, that are associated with some of the prop programs, but not all of them. I just didn't have time afterwards. So probably about 15 firms. It's just in my own personal name, and you just get a 1099, doesn't matter. It all flows through and then right back through, right? Through and back through. By the way, thank you to everybody that reached out to me when I mentioned the properties that I have to buy to do some cost segregation and bonus depreciation. So really appreciate it. I'm going to follow up with everybody. I think I already have. So I've followed up with just about everybody. All right, we had our market on close orders. I'm going to close the MES here.
Order filled.
And all right, that's basically going to be it. I don't think I have any positions left, do I? Yeah, just the one long Bitcoin. I got back in, and I'm short gold. So we're $60 away to getting back to starting stack to 250,000 here. All right, got about 3 more minutes left, and then we'll do the guess for the giveaway. Again, I'm giving away a trade day account today.
Order filled.
Ooh, look at this. Maybe I can give it all back late in the day.
Order submitted.
Selling off the Nazi a little bit. Yeah, gold's done for today. So gold was I'm short here right from 4,003. It's just a crapshoot, so we'll see. All right, we got a few minutes left before the close. I just want to share this one of these comments that I got and just use it for content here and to help, because I think there's a decent amount of traders out there that still think this way. So let me just bring this up. And I'll put it on here on the screen. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. Let's go like this. Okay. So this is just a response to some of the shorts and posts that I make about the overall concept of everything that I talk about here on the stream. Take your time, daily risk budget, trade micros only, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just going to read this here because it's misguided. And I'm not trying to be right here, but there might still be some of you that are concerned about the amount of time it will take, or some of the that the math doesn't work out, or what have you. So he says the problem with that approach, which is everything I'm talking about, trade micros only, abide by a daily risk budget, take your time. Let's look at the other side. The payout on target on a 50,000, it's 3,000 to pass the test stage, 2,000 to get to the buffer. Okay. Another 1,000 allows us to take 1,000 profit. Most firms don't allow take profit. Da da da. So that's 6,000 of work. Okay. First of all, that's a silly way to look at this. That's this 6,000 of work. No, right? Or 300% profit needed from a $2,000 account. Those parts are correct. Look, that's why when you get there, you are producing the most outstanding risk-adjusted returns, because if you do it within the context of a daily risk budget, yes, it will take you longer, but it's the only way to properly be handling the risk so that you're using the leverage properly. So using 2 micros, 4 points MNQ, that would mean you'd need to capture 1,500 points. All this stuff is the incorrect way of looking at it. Here's what you need to do. How long can you go without hitting or exceeding your daily risk budget? Are you capable of doing that? Literally just the discipline to hit the close button before you lose more than 10% of your starting account balance. If you just do that, all this other nonsense about the amount of points that you need or trade for ticks, not, trust the process. You don't have to think about all of that stuff. None of it matters. So most people are trying to find a way to at least supplement and complement their income, hopefully do this full time. First of all, most people aren't trying to do this full time. Very, very few people have that goal. I've learned that. But supplement and complement your income, that's exactly what I'm teaching you how to do, is to supplement and complement your income in the only way you can. Then he goes on to say you'd need 10 or 20 accounts by copy trading, whatever. Okay, you want me to show you that is just blatantly false? We can come over here to the payout channel. These are not people trading anything but micros. Okay. I didn't write this. Okay. All you really need is 5 take profit accounts and a few base hits weekly to make a decent living. Okay. Or what I show all the time, which is, Mark, because he only has 6 accounts. I don't know, maybe $1,000, I think $1,100 is complementing and supplementing your income. $3,000 is complementing and supplementing your income. Is it not? $750, $1,200, $1,200. Stuff works, everybody. And this is actually the path to complementing and supplementing your income. All right, gave that guy a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and sell that. And I'm going to go over here and cancel all of my orders.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Cancel all orders. That might take a little while. There we go. All right, so today what I'm going to do is
order canceled.
We're going to include everything in the guess because it makes it harder to do it, harder to figure it out. People are going back to helium and HNT. The fact that for like 3 months in 2021, I was worth like 30 million, maybe more, maybe 35 million. I don't know. I own 4.1% of Voyager, not Voyager the token, Voyager the stock. You guys remember that? Oh, if I could go kick Steve Ehrlich in the nuts as hard as possible, I would. All right. Before we do that, just for those keeping track at home, I did not quite make it back to starting stack, $24,979. So a $411 mistake that I worked my way out of a little bit. At one point I had a 6 lot on, which is just wrong. It was never supposed to be a 6 lot. The max position was 2, and that had 3 times leverage, and the thing fell. So HNT is not, helium is HNT, yeah, and that's still around. But I was an earlier investor in an exchange called Voyager. It had a token too. Anyway, whatever. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this here. So we're going to go over to, ChatGPT. So thanks for sticking around. Those that stick around get rewarded. And what we are going to do is we are going to have a guess, and it's the closest to without going over. You're going to get a $50,000 trade day. By the way, if those are unaware, I am sucking ass in the trade day thing, talking about being under starting stack. I'll show you to you in a second, but not really sucking ass. I'm going to emerge and not win. There's no chance I'm going to win because we're trading micros, but by the end of this month, we will produce some nice risk-adjusted returns. That is correct. Voyager Digital. All right, here we go. Let's take our little screenshot. All right, someone's already bet 2180. I guess if you guys, I think that's wrong. So let me flash the screenshot, and then you guys can start your guessing, and then I'm trying to avoid cheating. I know you guys can cheat if you really wanted to, but don't cheat for a $50,000 account. All right, here we go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,003. All right, there we go. Okay, it was up on the screen. If you missed it, too bad. And now let's get our guesses in. Remember, it's the closest to without going over. And I was profitable in every account except for the one I was showing you. Okay, get your guesses in there. All right, keep going. We've got a lot of people in here. Hit the like button first and then put your guess in. All right, wait one more minute and then we'll do it. Let's go over here to total P&L calculation. Okay. All right, has everyone got their guess in? Brian's going with $67 so that he can, he's doing the $1 guess. I love that. Crypto Mojo's going with 24,365. You're not going to win. What's funny is I'm over here looking at it and I wouldn't even know what I'm guessing. I'm literally looking at it. I would guess like $3,500, but don't let that influence you. All right, Brian's going 67 again. All right, that's it. Here we go. We're going to add our screenshot. Get good at this because I'm going to have a giveaway every single day, and the giveaways are going to keep getting better. All right, here we go. ChatGPT servers are busy. Here we go. We're going to analyze a little bit. All right. Guessing is closed. Oh, Crypto Mojo, you put an extra 0 on there. All right, I still see some coming in. No, members don't get multiple guesses. I am going to start doing some things on the live stream giveaways that will only be for members to start to incent people to come on in and join our group. Man, this is taking a while. All right. That cannot be right. What is it doing? No. It didn't do it right. I got to tell it what to do. Please is an extra token. It costs ChatGPT. So I'm costing Sam more money there. Please total only the total P&L column. Maybe I used a...
The market is closed.
I don't need to know the commissions. All right. No, please total only the total P&L column. Include green and red because I think it's doing OCR, right? That's what it's doing on it. So all right. So it did it wrong. I know 12,000 is wrong. Plus it was and keep pushing? Yeah, a little. Yeah, it was nice off of the touch of the this is POC right there plus the -1s. So a nice little level here. This whole level right here. All this mess. A little bit of support in there. All right. That's it. I wanted it to highlight. So the answer is 59.8947. Okay, can someone tell me, help me out, gang, who's the winner? Dude, Guitars and Adam, you're at $6,000, $11 over. Who's the winner? 59.50 is looking pretty good. Augusto row 7, 59.50. I see a 59.50. I do see a 59.50 in there. Anybody else? Did anyone get closer than 59.50? I think that's you, dude. I don't think anyone's going to get closer than that. All right, Augusto row 7. Send an email to info@tradersdevgroup.com. And we're going to use the honor system. If I get more than one email, I'm not giving the prize to anybody. So if I get any more than one email, I'm not giving the prize. So only Augusto, send me an email. That way we don't have to do this thing, log into your account and show me that it's really you. So info@tradersdevgroup.com, say, hey, I was the winner today, and I'll get you out the code for your $50,000 trade day. Congratulations. I'll have a prize tomorrow. I'll have a prize on Thursday. Any other questions? Thumper, you said you won? No. Do we agree that it's 59.50? There can't be anything close. Is there anything closer than 59.50? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. Adam went $11 over. All right, buddy. Thanks for the session today. Really good session here. We'll leave that up there for now. This is possible. You can't do this immediately. I've been doing this a long time, but we now have dozens, and I mean dozens. That means over 20 people, 20, 25, 30, 40 people, and lots that are silent and not still in the group or sharing that are producing things similar to this. All these accounts, probably not. 4 or 5 accounts, 3 accounts. Yeah. Okay. You guys can do this. You really can. Check the description down below for the ebook, for the free course, to get on the trial if you'd like to do that. And there's a link down below if you just want to take the leap of faith. You can join the group for 3 months for $249. It renews at $99 a month, or you can use that to upgrade to lifetime or annual if you dig the group. If you don't want to, no harm, no foul. You'll learn a lot in 3 months. And you get access to Discord forever and the indicators forever. So again, if you weren't hearing this indicator alone, the extreme turn, right here, you guys see this? Found a top, found a bottom, found a top, found a bottom. Single bar, extreme turn. Okay. Does it work all the time? No, of course not. But it puts you in the market right around the areas that that will help out. And for those that are wondering, by the way, I was chirping today about my app lovin' short, which I lost like 17. I gave back like $17,000 today, but that's okay. I'm still short from 712. But you know why I'm short? Extreme turn sell on 4 hour. And then I got lucky. I thought it was earnings. It wasn't earnings. There was some sort of, I'm referring to a stock called AppLovin. So you will get access to this indicator if you become a member of a group, and you can apply it to stocks or whatever else. It finds turning points in the market. We call it the turning point indicator. It's not magic. It's just using ADX plus an RSI. So it's looking for waning momentum. Oh, by the way, I still do have one trade still on, which is a live long in Bitcoin. Okay. So let me just put a sell stop in here because I don't want to get stopped out of it. McLovin. Congrats, Augusto. Send me an email. Stay green, trade like you mean it. We'll see you in the trade room tomorrow or here in the afternoon. Appreciate your time. Be good. Later.